Live from WTVO 17 and your home team, Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
An early morning fire in Orangeville leaves 3 people dead. 2 of them are children. Firefighters share what it was like battling the blaze in a town where everyone knows each other.
Gunshots ring out on the campus of Western Illinois University. 1 student was wounded and taken into surgery. The college shares plans for the students still on campus.
Plus, Big Ten football is back. Later in sports, Scott Leber will let us know when games are expected to kick off.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy.
And I'm Eric Wilson. 3 people are dead, including 2 kids, after a fire breaks out in an Orangeville house.
It happened at a home on Main Street around 3 a.m. Fire crews found heavy flames and smoke coming from the front of the house when they arrived. A 4-year-old and an 11-year-old and a 40-year-old father were found dead inside. Multiple crews assisted in putting out the fire. Investigators say they are looking into what started the blaze.
The 3 deceased were all living in the house, and they were the only people in the house.
Firefighters on the scene say the tragedy that happened in that home will have lasting effects on the tight-knit community. They
tell Dylan Saraki they haven't responded to a fatal fire like this in decades.
Eric and Mimi, some of the first responders on scene, were volunteer members of the Orangeville Fire Department. I talked to some of those firefighters who say it's a tragic day for the community.
Everything happens so fast, and there's so many things going on all at once.
Orangeville Fire Assistant Chief Carrie Dinges says the front of the house was already fully engulfed in flames when the first crews arrived on scene.
We started out behind the 8 ball right away, so you just do catch up as quick as you can.
We started an aggressive attack on the fire, located 3 victims that unfortunately were deceased.
Dinges says tragedies like this don't happen very often in Orangeville.
The last fatality you had was almost 40 years ago, and I'm one of the firefighters that brought that person out of the house. So it's been a long time since we had to deal with this.
According to Dinges, grief counselors are already on hand at schools in town to help support kids and other community members. The longtime volunteer firefighter admits it was tough for him to keep his emotions in check, even while trying to battle the blaze.
You try to suppress as much of that as you can coming in because you need to keep an open vision. And that can be challenging that you don't have tunnel vision. I'm more emotional now than I was then. You try to tend to business as much as you possibly can. Now it's after the fact and the adrenaline's starting to wear off.
Dinges expects the tragedy will be hard to process for the tight-knit community.
We'll come back. It's going to take a little bit, and as it should. This is not something you should get over in a moment.
Investigators tell me it doesn't appear as if foul play is involved, but the cause of the fire is still under investigation by the state fire marshal. In Orangeville, for your home team, I'm Dylan Saraki.
A suspect wanted after a shooting on the campus of Western Illinois University turns himself in to police. 18-year-old Kavion Poplis is in custody in Chicago. He's a WIU freshman. University police say Poplis shot his roommate during a dispute last night. He left campus. Poplis surrendered this afternoon. University police say charges include attempted first-degree murder and aggravated battery. The victim was rushed to a hospital and is now out of surgery. No word on his condition.
We are continuing to monitor the progress of our student who remains hospitalized. Our thoughts, of course, go out to his family and his friends, and we pray for a full and speedy recovery. We are also thinking about all of our other students who are directly impacted by the tragedy.
WIU administrators say classes will resume tomorrow, but all dorms will remain locked through the weekend to ensure residents' privacy.
Dismembered body parts are discovered inside the suitcase of a man traveling from Kentucky to Illinois. This happened in Markham on the south side of Chicago. Police say Melvin Martin Jr. boarded a Greyhound bus in Louisville. He then traveled to his family's home, arriving with multiple suitcases. The family reportedly told police Martin would guard the suitcases and wouldn't unpack. When he left the house, they snuck a look inside and immediately called police.
Brought with him luggage, 2-3 bags. There were some early reports of foul odor coming from the bags.
Martin was arrested at a local library. Police say they believe he lived with the woman and her death was the result of a domestic assault.
New COVID-19 cases and deaths see an uptick in Illinois. The Illinois Department of Public Health says nearly 2,000 new COVID cases have been reported in the last 24 hours. That brings the state total over 260,000. 35 additional deaths were reported as well. The state's positivity rate for the week is just under 4%. Governor Pritzker says the rate in nearly every region in Illinois has remained stable or declined over the past 2 weeks. A local health expert weighs in on the risks of dining out. A recent Centers for Disease Control and Prevention report showed eating at restaurants or going to a bar may put people at greater risk for catching COVID. Swedish American Infection Prevention Manager Jennifer Klein says that's most likely caused by the 3 W's not being followed. Those are watch your distance, wear your mask, and wash your hands. Klein says anywhere you can't follow those 3, there's higher risk for transmission.
If you do choose to eat out inside restaurants, you have to look to make sure that they're following all the rules that they're supposed to be following so that you can protect yourself. But again, the risk is going to exist if you take your face covering off.
Ultimately, Klein says everyone will have to decide what risks are worth taking.
Rockford residents who've fallen behind on their rent or mortgage payments due to the pandemic can now receive help. The funds are intended to assist residents in the 61016 area code who've had a temporary interruption in income or financial hardship related to COVID-19. The Illinois Department of Health identified the area as having severe impacts from the pandemic. The assistance comes from the Cures Act. Funds are limited to up to 6 months of assistance. For more information on how to apply, head to our website, mystateline.com.
COVID-19 forces yet another local tradition to make changes. This time, it's the Boone County Conservation District's Autumn Pioneer Festival. The 39th annual event's moving online. 15 different reenactors and exhibitors have created videos demonstrating how pioneers lived. Families can learn about everything from blacksmithing to Native American beadwork. It starts September 26th and is free, though donations will be accepted. We'll have links on our website, mystateline.com.
The Forest Cities Public Library has a new way to engage kids in reading. The Rockford Public Library held its 4th CRAFTERNOONS with Miss Ellen this afternoon. It premieres virtually on Facebook every Wednesday at 2. Kids get the chance to hear a story, then make a craft that relates to it. This week, kids made leaf rubbings after learning about fall.
Worked really hard to try to find ways that we can engage people in the community. Doing crafts is a great way because moving your hands helps engage your mind and makes you interested in reading as well.
The craft kits are free and can be picked up every week at the Hart Interim Library on North Church Street. Hurricane Sally makes landfall as a Category 2 hurricane near Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Record-setting rainfall and winds more than 100 miles an hour left many residents without power and homes. People tell Elwin Lopez they didn't expect this much damage.
Slow-moving Sally lumbering inland, slamming into Alabama and Florida. In Orange Beach,
oh my gosh,
people caught off guard.
Yeah, I've lived here my whole life, and I guess we just did not expect that. I think a lot of people didn't realize what this hurricane was going to do.
And in nearby Pensacola, massive flooding and tropical storm wind gusts wiping out a portion of the 3-mile bridge.
We anticipate the evacuations could literally be in the thousands. So it's going to be a long time, folks, for us to come out of this thing.
Roads completely submerged. The Florida National Guard racing to evacuate people as life-threatening storm surge and flash floods continue to plague the region. Sally already knocking out power for more than 500,000 customers across 3 states.
That was Elwin Lopez reporting. Hurricane Sally's a record breaker, coming in as the 8th storm to make landfall this year. The previous record was 7, set way back in 1916.
Now your first warm weather forecast with meteorologist Kevin Doom.
It was another comfortably warm day here in the state line, with much of the area reaching the lower 80s for now the second day in a row. 84 degrees was the high today in Rockford, but temperatures are really starting to cool down here, especially up to our northwest. Right now we're at 80 degrees in Rockford, still at 81 in Rochelle and DeKalb, but all the way down to 73 in Janesville, and for a current temperature over in Monroe as well. And that's because we have a cold front moving in from the northwest, and that's got a lot of cold air dragging behind it. You can see current temperature up in Minneapolis, only 68 degrees. All that cold air will eventually make its way down into the state line through the night tonight and into tomorrow. So this is going to be the last 80-degree day in the state line for quite a while. But if you're wondering if we'll see many more before the season's over, well, climatology says yes, because normally the last 80-degree day here in Rockford is October 5th. The earliest ever was September 10th. That was set way back in 1996. 1933 was the latest, when November 1st saw at least 80 degrees here in Rockford. Now, over the past 5 years, each year hadn't given up on the 80s until at least October 1st. Last year, October 1st was the last day of reaching 80s with a high of 84 degrees. Here's a live look over downtown Rockford using our Mercy L Skytrack, where we've seen a lot of cloud cover move in over the past few hours, and now we're definitely seeing more clouds than blue sky overhead. Conditions do remain dry, however. If you take a look at a recent satellite and radar, you can see no rain in the state line, but you can see that cloud cover moving in. That is a result of that cold front approaching. This cold front is bringing a little bit of rain up to our northeast, but the state line does remain dry for the time being. Here's one last update on Sally. It has now been downgraded to a tropical storm since making landfall before sunrise early this morning as a Category 2 hurricane, still bringing some very steady, very heavy rainfall to parts of Alabama and Georgia, still touching the eastern part of the Florida Panhandle as well. Here are some of the higher rainfall totals from areas that were hit the hardest down in Florida and Alabama. Pensacola, Florida received over 20 inches of rainfall, well over a foot in Summerdale, Alabama. Several other areas in the Florida Panhandle, parts of Alabama and Mississippi, saw close to or well over a foot of rainfall on top of several feet of storm surge, creating some pretty devastating flooding down there. Now, back here in the state line, there is a slight chance that this cold front could throw up a few light showers as it progresses on through the state line. Essentially, as that cold front moves on, the better the rain chances get. And since this is pushing to the southeast, really the further southeast you are, essentially the better your rain chances are. But at most, this is just going to throw up a few isolated showers. Conditions will be dry, however, later on this evening and stay dry through the night. We're just going to hang on to some partly cloudy skies overhead through the night and through tomorrow as well. Once again, we're not expecting any rain here in the state line for our Thursday. Friday is just more of the same, partly cloudy skies, very dry conditions to wrap up the work week and to kick off our weekend as well. Now, tonight temperatures will drop into the mid-50s for a low with just some partly cloudy skies overhead, conditions remaining nice and dry. Now, tomorrow, temperature is going to be significantly colder, high only in the upper 60s. Also going to have a cool breeze coming through the area, gusting as high as 20 miles an hour at times. Temperatures will slowly warm through the week. We hopefully get back into the 70s by Sunday, but in the meantime, we're looking at lots of sunshine and no rain through the rest of the work week and for the last weekend of summer.
Now, the Napleton Sports Desk with Sports Director Scott Leber.
Memorial Stadium, Camp Randall Stadium, Kinnick Stadium, Big Ten stadiums everywhere will be hosting football games this fall after all. The conference's presidents have voted unanimously to play ball. They changed their mind now that rapid testing for COVID-19 is available. All players, coaches, trainers, and anyone on the field will be tested daily. Fans still will not be allowed into the stadiums this season, but we'll have plenty of games on television to watch. The season will open October 23rd. Each team will play 8 regular season games, and then the top 2 teams in each division will play the following week for the Big Ten Championship. The teams that don't play for the championship will also play each other in a 9th game that same week in December. This setup will allow the Big Ten champion to still have a shot at making the playoffs.
First and foremost, this really is a special day for the Big Ten Conference. This is all about our student athletes, their families, our coaches, administration.
A very unique Champions Week, where the teams from the East and West will match up and play one another, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, 4 versus 4, etc.
The college basketball season is also a go for this fall. The NCAA Division I Council says teams can start practicing October 14th. Games begin the day before Thanksgiving, November 25th. Bears receiver Allen Robinson had some explaining to do today after creating a story yesterday when he scrubbed his social media accounts of all things Bears related. His agent followed up by confirming that Robinson isn't happy about not getting a contract extension. Today, Robinson wouldn't say why he scrubbed his social media accounts, and he wouldn't answer directly if he has requested a trade or not. And with some indecision in his voice, he told reporters he expects to finish this season with the Bears.
Yeah, I would say so. Again, the tough question of that is, everything that was said or whatever the case may be. I've talked to Ryan. I've talked to Coach Nagy. My heart and spirit, has never wavered. As far as the city of Chicago and playing for the organization.
Robinson says he'll have no trouble focusing on football when he is between the lines. The All-NBA teams are out. LeBron James makes history by becoming the first player to make the All-NBA team 16 times. Joining him on the first team are his Lakers teammate Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic, Giannis, and James Harden.
Look at our First One Interactive Radar, sponsored by Rockford Auto Glass and more. You can see no rain in the state line. There is a slight chance we can see a very few light showers here in the next few hours with the cold front pushing on through. But that cold front primarily is just going to really cool things off, especially by tomorrow. Temperatures dropping into the upper 60s after reaching the lower to even middle 80s today for a high. We are going to see lots of sunshine, very dry conditions through the rest of the week, although it's going to be very cool. 60 sticking with us at least through Saturday, possibly through Sunday as well. Hopefully we'll get back into 70s by the end of the weekend. Going to see a sunny last weekend of summer before the first day of fall arrives on Tuesday. It's going to be comfortably warm by then. Temperatures reaching the upper 70s by the middle of the week.
That sounds nice. We'll look forward to that. All right, thanks, Kevin.
And thank you for spending a little time with us. Stay safe.